Boom, my brother Rudy.
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, my man. How are you this beautiful Tuesday?
Man, it's a Tuesday morning. You know how it is out here in New York. It's not a cold. It's kind of a little chilly a little bit, but
Right.
we love it. We love it, man.
Absolutely. Hey, before we get started with today's call, I know it's going to be epic.
Yes.
Something that I totally forgot about on Sunday when we were in Times Square, and I forgot
Okay.
yesterday when we was in New York. We need to say happy birthday to our other brother, Troy Tomlin, because he had a birthday
Oh man,
yesterday.
yes. It's such a happy birthday to you, Troy. Yesterday we got caught up with all the hype and the conversation. I mean, it was so busy yesterday. We had tons of people on the line,
Right.
who were super excited to join us. Happy birthday, my brother. I hope you had a great time.
What
I just saw
a
his post
great
this
guy he is.
morning. Yeah, that's guy. I mean, that guy. That's an amazing leader, man. I mean, if you're looking at people,
Mhm.
if you're looking at people, I really want to know who are these people, like who are like how these people are actually growing the business. You actually see people like Troy, man. This
Right.
guy is amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
he's right here online. Troy,
Yes,
happy
happy
birthday, my
birthday,
brother.
Troy.
Awesome, man. What's
Yeah.
going on with you, man? How's your Tuesday
Happy
morning going so
birthday
far?
I mean, not happy birthday, but welcome to Charles. He's on the line too.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, welcome, Martin. Looking at so many people online today, man.
I mean,
Boom, 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 boom.
welcome, Peggy. I mean, my gosh, it just keeps growing and growing. You
I
know,
know.
we talked earlier this morning, and what we talked about is so true, not only about people in business, but
Yes,
in life in general. Let's say you
absolutely.
need help with something, or you
Yes.
reach out to people and they don't respond, and you take it personally.
Yeah.
You can never take it personally because, as it says, some will,
Some will,
some
some
won't,
won't,
so
so what?
what, some
Someone
will
is
fail you.
absolutely.
Yeah,
It blows my mind because so many times, right? The reason why we're actually doing business
right.
is, I mean, people will have different reasons for doing business. Maybe somebody just want to have an extra cash. Maybe somebody want to have maybe extra $10, maybe extra $500, on their paycheck that comes in. That's great, But guess what? You can actually do that by working overtime at your job,
Absolutely.
right? You can
Absolutely.
do that by working overtime at your job. You can do that by maybe doing something extra, maybe getting a second job. You can get that.
Right.
But if you see somebody who's decided to say, you know what, I want to be into business.
Right.
This is a person that has a mission.
Hmm.
This is a person that has a goal. This person actually says, you know what? I don't want to limit myself to all the things that I have. I don't want to limit myself just to the money. I don't want to limit myself to the time. I
Right.
don't want to limit myself to only the things that I know. But I want to take myself further. Because one of the things that we heard over the convention, Mr. Holtenbach said, man, I mean, this guy's a genius, man.
It
He
is.
said, you can work at your job full time,
Right.
but build your future part time.
Exactly.
Because the overtime money that they're gonna pay you at your job, guess what? That's never gonna pay you for retirement. It's never gonna be kept for
Right.
retirement.
Exactly.
The more hours you work, the more money you make. Guess what? The more taxes you pay.
Exactly. And with a business like this, you can have tax write-offs with it.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
Mr. Bug said something on Saturday, and I wrote it down. I used the quote this morning, and it is: "Failure is your practice for success."
Absolutely. Wow.
If you fail and fail and fail, but you keep going, that's not failure. That's learning. You realize
Yes.
it doesn't work that way. If you fail at something and walk away, that's failure.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
he said, I just loved. He said everybody is brainwashed,
Yeah.
and that's okay if you're using the right detergent.
Good afternoon, Peggy. Exactly. If you're using the right detergent, everybody is brainwashed. But you also want to look at. It's just like saying, I'm copying. I started reading our book. The you have the right to
Yeah,
succeed. Yes. I started reading the book, Mr. Edwin Henry. I said it's okay to copy unless if you're copying the right cat. Be a copycat, but make sure
exactly.
you're copying the right cat. But the whole point that we really wanted to emphasize here on this call today is actually for somebody who is starting into business. It's from somebody decided. If you've decided that yes, I want to
Right.
go into business, you're doing a long-term investment for your future.
Absolutely. And two things kind of remind me of that. One is I was on a call last night with one of our Ruby ambassadors, Mr. and Miss Jolanda George and Tim George. And Mr. Tim George said something that I knew, but it didn't really resonate until last night.
Right.
And it's scary. And we talked about it earlier, that over one third of the people that live in the United States do not have $400 emergency money.
Yes, that is totally, I mean, I would definitely agree with that.
And like what you said earlier about, well, how do you get $400? Where do you work overtime?
Yes.
How long will it take you, minus the taxes, minus what you do, to do? It's all about setting those priorities and making those things come into fruition and what you create there.
Absolutely. Yeah, talking about, I mean, you keep talking about overtime, right? We learn about overtime. And we've heard about this over and over about you building an organization, building a business for yourself, you know, because as you're working at your job, of course, it's nothing wrong to work at your job because you are fulfilling somebody else's vision, just like how you also want to make sure you hire other people who are going to fulfill your own vision. But you really got to get your own vision, because if you don't have a vision, there's nothing you ever going to create for yourself.
That's exactly right. And so when you have a business like what we have here, many people, almost I would say 90 to 95% of the folks work full time at some job.
Totally.
That job is their ways to the means to keep breathing.
Right.
But this is their future. This is what they're creating. And if someone were to say, you know what, I gave it a shot, I tried it for 3 months, it just didn't work out for me, didn't make any money. Let me tell you this. Here's the example I want to use. Mr. Johnny Wimbrey, who joined us on Saturday. What an amazing man.
Amazing guy, man. I love this guy.
You know, meeting him, talking to him, just such a powerful person. He became a multimillionaire in 7 years.
Wow.
Ask yourself, if you work 7 years of overtime, where will you be?
Right.
Make the commitment. You're going to stay consistent and focused. And in 7 years, if you can be sitting there with $500,000, $1 million, whatever, that can happen. That does happen. It just happened with Mr. Edwin Haynes.
Which, I mean, this is like 8 months. This guy made the first $1 million in ibüümerang. This is crazy.
It's crazy. Did he do it in 8 months? Yes, but he had all this other success that led up to that. Had he not had that, he would have had that experience and that confidence it took to get there. So it's about starting now, planting those seeds, cultivating that, and then when it comes harvest time, make sure you harvest it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is so great because so many times we look at people, you know, so many times we listen to people who are excited about business, people who want to be part of a business. They're super excited when, you know, at the first introductory message, or they see the first, you know, message, they get excited about being a business. But the thing is about the mindset. You know, it all boils down to the mindset. Like you're looking at how much of a content, how much of a material that you're gonna use, how you're gonna be able to use that to grow your business. How is this business gonna plan? Because you really want to plan something that's gonna plan. That's working for your future. Say for example, if I want to work overtime, I'll work overtime. You know, but I know that this business, what I'm putting here, the amount of effort that I'm putting here is what's gonna accumulate over time for me to be able to make the future that I want.
Absolutely, you know, and it goes back to something we've heard many times, but I think you and I both can attest. We experienced it this weekend, and that is, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Absolutely,
and you have to be ready for it, and that happened to us on so many levels this weekend. It happened last night. I got in close to 9 o'clock from the airport, and we had a call at 9:30. And the first thing Mr. London George says, "Hey, you got to tell us about you and Rudy and Times Square. We saw you guys. You got to tell us about Vibe." And we went into it and talked about it. And what that told me was, the student was ready. The teacher's saying, "Hey, tell us what you've got going here."
Yeah.
You know, and she said to me, she said, well, she said, "I want to know who your top three people are." And I said, "I got this one person," and you say, "Beg it," you know, so that's who it is.
Right.
I want someone, and all of a sudden, another person reaches out to me and says, "Hey, I'm ready." Another person says, "Hey, I'm ready." And another person says, "Sorry, I missed you and Rudy on Saturday and on Sunday, but let's talk Thursday night."
Absolutely.
That's what it's about. It's about knowing that some will, some won't.
So what? Someone is waiting. Absolutely. Because this is the thing. You even hear what Mr. Hottenbach said at the event the other day, on Saturday, where this guy said he want to quit. He said he want to quit. So he asked him, okay, but how many people have you spoken to? So I've spoken to these 2 people. They wouldn't join. I've spoken to them so many times, but they wouldn't join. They wouldn't want to be in ibüümerang.
Right.
So he said, but what happened with those 2 people? Like, are those the only 2 people in the world? Like,
right.
So it boils down to how we are limiting ourselves.
Exactly.
We cannot. If you limit yourself to the people you know. You limit yourself. Look at what we've spoken about this story over and over about Bill Gates having spoke to 1,200 people, and only 11 people made him a multi-millionaire.
Right.
He's $1 billion. He's a billionaire right now. But you really want to look at this guy's life. You really want to look at how it's about the volume, like the number of people that you spoke to.
Right. Right.
Number of people that you spoke. You and I kind of spoke about this earlier today, and we're looking at somebody who says, you know what, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't want to recruit people in this business. I don't know how to do that. Go out there and get 1,000 customers.
That's right. Exactly. I mean, you and I made a commitment today.
Yes.
10 people a day for the next 120 days.
Absolutely.
That's like 1,200 people right there.
Yes.
10 people a day for the next 120 days.
Reach out to them. Reach out. Just reaching out. Just keep reaching out.
Exactly right. Go to your LinkedIn, go to your Facebook, whatever, and just keep reaching out. It doesn't mean all 10 are going to say yes, maybe none, because as it was with Bill Gates, 1,200 he reached out to, 1,189 didn't do it.
Absolutely.
But 11 made him a millionaire.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, man. Because you really want to look at the amount of effort. I know we've spoken about this already. We've spoken about commitment. You look at because I spoke. I had a conversation with one of my team members yesterday, and I said, listen, if you want to look at the results, if you really want to evaluate how successful you are in anything, just trying to look at the amount of effort that you're putting into it.
Right.
I said I'm not surprised at the amount of the result that I'm getting in my ibüümerang business. I'm not surprised at all because I know the amount of effort that I'm putting into the business. Right. It's so equivalent to my results. And that's the same thing. You can't compare yourself with people who came. You can't say because this person came in May or I came in January. Maybe this person came in October and they're already a diamond. You really want to look at how committed this person is.
Exactly right.
Are they doing full time? Are they doing this every day? Are they sending 10 messages a day? Are they reaching out to 20 people a day? You really want to see for yourself how that is working out for them. Because if you really want to compare with somebody who is getting those results that you want, call them up, ask them what they do every day to get the results. And they will tell you what they do every day. And if you see you can match up to that, and you get the same results.
Absolutely. There's a big difference between being active and taking action.
Right.
Being active is you're out there posting stuff all the time.
Right.
That's being active. But what are you doing afterwards? Are you following up? Are you saying, you know what? I posted out here. This didn't work. Let me rethink this. It goes that what if I did something different? And what
Absolutely.
That's where you got to get.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and also making sure to utilize your resources. Making sure you spoke about resources, and resources is like you and I out here. This is an amazing resource for people who are out in business, people who are out to empower their lives. This is an amazing resource what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
Because we've set ourselves here. We say, you know what? We're out there to empower people. We're out there to help people grow, whatever that means, whatever it is, whatever area of their life that they're struggling with. If you're struggling with business, get plugged in. Get plugged in and always being consistent. Being around your team helps a lot to grow because you're going to realize not only you are facing the same problem, other people might be facing the same problem. You want to find out from them how did they solve their problem, because if you just sit by yourself without being involved, without getting plugged into your team, it's easy for you to get lost. And as soon as you hit the roadblock, you say, oh no, oh my God, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not getting the results that I want. But guess what? You haven't asked for support. You haven't reached out. You're not plugged into the team.
That's exactly right. And you might say, you know what, I don't want to deal with the upline, downline. I don't believe in upline, downline. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you have a supervisor? They have a supervisor? They have a manager? Do you have people that work underneath you in your team?
Right.
It's the same thing. It's just a different. We call it something different, but it's
It's
the
just a
same.
different name.
Yeah.
It's just like me. It's just like me calling somebody and say, "Hey, that's my supervisor."
Yeah.
Then you're gonna ask me what kind of company do you work at? It's
Mhm.
because there's something about the mindset about
Right.
when you attribute a name, when you attribute a certain degree of certain category of a title, somebody people just think about it to belong to some hierarchy, some some company, some industrial hierarchy. But you
Right.
want to look at the different names, because people kind of misspell or misfit those names on what they actually mean.
Right.
Because if I'm looking at building my organization, I'm looking at everybody. We are a team. We are a whole team.
Exactly.
That's who we are. And a team is a group of people who have the same goal.
Right. Exactly. Yes, a team is a group of people that have the same goals and they like each other and support each other.
Absolutely.
That's a team. If you're working with people and you don't like each other, guess what? You're not a team.
Yes.
You're not a team. You're not going to get anywhere. And you're right about the words that we associate with people, like supervisor, manager, upline, downline. Change those up. I mean, you and I both refer to Mr. Ronell Sylvester as our mentor coach.
Right.
He is our upline, but we don't call him that. We call him our mentor, because he's proven to us he's someone we want to learn from.
Absolutely.
Day after day after day, even when he was sitting there in the audience, who did Mr. Holton Buggs mention? Mr.
Right. Mr. Ronell Sylvester. Exactly. I'm just reading something from Peggy. Peggy said, "Upline, downline is just a position on the ladder, but doesn't control or limit our success." Look at that.
I mean,
it doesn't control or limit our success. That's amazing. Because because sometimes we really want to look, even at your job. Even at your job, you go out there and you report to your manager. Sometimes your supervisor limits your success because they say, "You know what? Don't do this until I approve." And at the end of the day, maybe you've completed that task maybe about 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, and you sent it to him or her, and they haven't even approved it. So at the end of the day, your success in actually completing that task depends on them, depends on their approval.
Right.
But being in an organization, being in an opportunity, being in business for yourself, where you really know, you know what, I am doing everything. My upline is there to support me. My coach is there to support me. My mentor, my partners, they're there to support me. But I am building this business because you have no limits.
Exactly. I mean, it's like what you and I are doing here, what we did Saturday, what we do every day. We're not at the level of many people who are much less active than us, but we're getting noticed because of what we're building and doing, and that's what they're looking toward.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That action, being in action, just like you said, being active doesn't mean you are in action.
That's right.
It doesn't mean you're in action, because you can be active and you keep complaining. Be out there, be active, complain for all you like. You can complain for all you like, and guess what? At the end of the day, you're gonna quit and you're gonna lose the vision of what actually got you started in the first place.
Well, and that's exactly, we're talking about vision. I mean, a shout out to Peggy again. She was a customer first. And then she goes, "Wow, what is this?" And then she started Googling and looking on YouTube and listening to Holton Buggs and some of his training he did, and listening to other people that he mentioned. Saw the stuff you and I were doing out there. And she, you know what? I'm in alignment with this vision. I got to be part of this. And she's on fire now because it's about the vision. The product is groovy, great. We get all kinds of great benefits. Absolutely. But that's not what's driving this. And I mentioned it last night to the Georges on their team call. I said, I think the thing that Mr. Holton Buggs would say that he prides himself the most on is not the business he's created, but the sisterhood and brotherhood he's created. And that Saturday, you had to be immersed in it to feel the culture. You could see it, but you had to feel it, because once you started feeling it, and I think Charles would agree with us because he was there too. Once you feel that and get immersed in it, once you feel that culture, you realize I've been invited in. I'm part of it. I'm not letting anybody else down.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, it's amazing, man. I know I have to go out there and meet Miss Elaine Smith today.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So Miss Elaine Smith and I, we have an appointment in the city in Times Square. So we're probably gonna be jumping up. But very quick, for all those who are watching this, It's an amazing opportunity that we have every day to come on here and give you guys a shout out. Keep inspiring and empowering people for their life and their business.
Right.
And we really love what we do. Hey, man, for somebody watching this out here, maybe it's their first time checking us out. What can you tell them about ibüümerang?
Absolutely. Well, ibüümerang, I tell you what, just get with the person that invited you, or for me or Rudy, whether it's Charles or Peggy or George, anyone else on the line with us, and just tell me more, because we want to share with you what it is that we do and what we have here.
Right.
If you just want to first experience it like Peggy did, just type in me, M-E, and we're going to send you an ibüümerang, and you go out and you look at it and you see what it's all about.
And it's a free technology.
Exactly. It is unlike anything you've seen before. Truly is.
Right.
Truly is.
Well, my brother, thanks so much for always hanging out here with me, man.
And
I am gonna be with Miss Leslie. I'm gonna give a shout out. Maybe we can do something in the city. Who knows, right?
That is awesome. Boom to you, and again, a belated happy birthday, Troy.
Boom, my brother. All right, talk to you soon, man.
All right, man.